Kakalosh Boker Tov. We're going to continue for Daf Ayin He Amud Aleph today. We're just going to start again from the two dots on the bottom of Ayin Daled Amud Bet, just the last line. So we start with the topic. We said HaKorea Menat Litfor. Yeah, if somebody's going to tear something in order to sew it together, HaKorea Menat Litfor. Kriya Mishkan Mihava. Do we say, does it exist the concept of tearing in the Mishkan? So answers the Gemara. Rabbi Zera, Dam Nitavai, Rabbi Zera, they both said, Sheken yiriyah shenafal badarna, when you have a yiriyah, the curtains, that a tula'at, a worm came and started making a hole in it, korimba v'tofrinota, so you tear it a little bit in order to get out of it, and then you sew it back together. So therefore, you're taking away that it doesn't look as if to say that the tula'at was there, the worm was there. So Amar Rav Zutra bar Tulya Marav, says Rav Zutra bar Tulya in the name of Rav, hamoteach chut shel tfira b'Shabbat chayav chatat. If you're going to Moteach is usually to, how do you call it? To, it's not spread out, but it's like to limtoach, there's a better word for it. So how does it say in English?
Where is it?
Hamoteach, the beginning of Ayin He Amud Aleph, on the top, 3 lines down. Moteach is when you spread something. That's called limtoach. I don't know if he says a different word though. Stretches it out?
One who stretches
it out. So
yes.
Stretch it out. So amoteach chut shel tfira b'Shabbat. If you're going to stretch out the chut of tfira on Shabbat, okay, in order to attach them together, you're also going to be chayav chatat, because stretching out the chut is also tfira, is considered like the sewing of it. If you're also going to learn, even if it's a Dvar Torah, but you learn something from a magosh. A magosh is a mesit. Mesit is somebody that comes and he tries to cause people to do avodah zarah. A person's chayav mita b'dei shamayim. It's chayav mita b'dei shamayim. Vayodea lechashet tkufot u'mazalot. And if somebody that knows how to calculate the tkufot u'mazalot, right? You know, this is all the different types of mazalot and the different things that we have. Ve'eno choshev, and he doesn't calculate them. Asur l'saper imenu. You're not allowed to say divrei Torah in his name. Okay? Fine. Amgosha. So what is an amgusha? We just said the magosh. So what is an amgusha? So Rav and Shmuel. Chadamar charshe. One of them says it's a mechashef. V'chadamar gidufe. One of them says it's a megadef, which is somebody that's... So the first one, mechashef, is a sorcerer. A megadef is somebody that comes and he's so attached to avodah zarah that he curses chas v'shalom the name of Hashem, and he brings people to do avodah zarah. Istayem de Rav da Amar gidufe. So therefore, it was Rav and Shmuel. So we want to bring a proof that Rav was the one that said that Amgusha was a gidufe, was a person that comes and curses the name of Hashem because he's so attached to avodah zarah. The Amar V'zutra bar Tuvia Rav says V'zutra bar Tuvia Rav halomed davar echad min hamagosh, because that's what how it's connected. Because if somebody's going to learn one thing from the magosh, chayav mita. Now he says, Disal kadaita charshin. Now if you're going to tell me that an amgosh is a sorcerer, haktiv lo tilma la'asot, which means you're not supposed to learn to do it like that. But the rabbis say, lo tilma la'asot, you're not allowed to do it. But atalamen lavim. But you're allowed to do it, you're allowed to learn from it in order to know how it's all false. Uleorot, and to teach others in that. Which means that you are allowed to learn kishuf. You're allowed to learn sorcery. Now, what would be the purpose of learning sorcery? Number one, in order to know when a person is doing sorcery. And number two also, right, he says over here, you could teach other people about this. Okay, so therefore you're allowed to learn from a sorcerer. So are you chayav mita b'dei shamayim? So obviously Rav is the one that says that we're talking about that Gosh is not a sorcerer, but rather it's somebody that's clinging to avodah zarah and cursing Hashem all the time. So tistayim. That's what the Gemara actually finishes off by saying. It's true. It was Rav that said this. Amar Shimon ben Pazi, Amar Shimon ben Levi, Mishum bar kapara. Says Shimon ben Pazi, the name of Shimon ben Levi, the name of bar kapara. Kol hayodeh lechashev tkuvot u'mazalot ve'enu choshev. Anybody that understands in calculating tkuvot u'mazalot and he doesn't do so, alav haktuv u'menu, on him the pasuk says, et pol Hashem lo yabitu ma'aseh yadav lo ra'u. That the understanding the actions of Hashem he's not looking at, and his actions he's not seeing. Because at the end of the day, it's such a big chokhmah. If you don't really understand it, you're missing something. So Amar Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachman Rabbi Yonatan says, how do we know there's a mitzvah to calculate tkufot umazalot? Shneimar, but it says in the pasuk, shmartem v'asitem. You should watch it and do it. Ki chokhmatchem uvinatchem lenamim, but this is the chokhmah and understanding in the eyes of the nations. Ezoi chokhmah uvina shilin, and which is the chokhmah uvina to all the nations? Ve'omer chishuv tkufot umazalot. This is the chishuv of tkufot umazalot. Okay, next. Atzad Tzvi. Yeah, so 2 dots. We're talking about capturing a deer. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a Braita. Atzad Chilazon, if you're going to capture the Chilazon from the water, and afterwards you hit it in order to take out the blood, right? You're going to, potzea it, right? To take out the blood, which is the tchelet. You're only going to be chayav 1 chatat, which is basically for the capturing, but not for the hitting it. Rabbi Yehuda says, no. You're going to be chayav shtaim, you're going to be obligated 2. 1 for the capturing, and 1 for making like a chabura, like beating up, like, making a bruise. Rabbi Yehuda says, petzia bichlal disha. So he used to say that petzia, which is causing like a bruise, is like disha, threshing. So therefore, if you're going to take out the blood, it's like a toladav threshing, but you're taking something out from it. Amrulo, but they said him tzia bichlal disha. They told him no, tzia is not part of disha. So Amar Rava says, "Mai tamad Rabbanan." What's the reasoning of the rabbis? Kasavre and disha legdule karka. According to Chachamim, disha only applies to gidule karka, to things. Threshing only applies to things that grow from the ground, and therefore, since this does not grow from the ground, it's a fish. So therefore, there's no dash. So this is the second place where we see again that it has to do with gidule karka. Okay. So ask the Gemara, "V'lichayev nami mishum netilat neshama." 1 second. What about netilat neshama? You're killing it because when you take out the blood, right? You're killing it. Rabbi Yochanan says, "Shepetzao met." When you already did it, it was already dead. So ever since it was already dead, you're not killing it anymore. It's already dead, right? You took it out of the water, right? And then it dies, and now you do it. So you didn't kill it, you didn't do anything. Rava says, no. Even if you're going to tell me that you did take it out when it was alive, which means you took out the blood when it was alive, meaning you don't have kavanah to kill it. You don't want to die. But when you're taking out the blood, it's going to automatically die. Okay? So ask the Gemara, but 1 second, Abaye and Rava both say, Shimon agrees in a case of psik reisha, right, that you're going to be chayav, which means, remember, psik reisha means that I cannot cut off the chicken's head and then afterwards say, listen, I didn't want it to die. Well, obviously, if you're going to cut off its head, it's going to die. So same thing here. If you're squeezing it and now the blood is coming out, I didn't have kavanah to kill it, but it's going to die. So therefore, even Rabbi Shimon agrees that it's going to be a chayav, right? That he's a sur. Shanehacha, so answers the Gemara, it's different over here. The kamadi pa neshamat fei nichale. He says, no, you know why? The more that it's alive, the better that it is. Because that's why the tseva, the coloring, is more tsalul. Which means when you come and you take out the blood from the chilazon, okay, the dam, the blood that comes out when it's alive, is much better than the blood that comes out when it's dead. And therefore, when you're taking out the blood, you're trying to make sure that it lives as long as possible. Because it's a higher quality of blood. So therefore, it's not that you want it. It's a psik shedolonichale. You don't want it to die. Okay? Fine. 2 dots. Mashochato. Somebody that slaughters an animal. So ask the Gemara, shochet mishum mai chayav. Why is a shochet chayav? You're going to slaughter an animal. What are you going to be chayav? For what? So Rav says mishum sovea. Sovea is because you're coloring the neck of the animal when the blood comes out. So therefore, if a person does shechita to an animal on Shabbat, he's chayav mishum sovea. U'shmuel amar, and Shmuel says mishum netilat neshama, because of killing someone, which they used to have to kill the orot elim odamim, by the elim, the rams, in order to get the orot, the skins, right, for the tachash and the chilazon also, for the tchelet. So therefore, netilat neshama right? It's lav davka shochet, it's netilat neshama. Okay, killing basically. So ein Hamud bet 75b. So the Gemara asks, Mishum tzovea im mishum netilat neshama lo? Says what? There's only problem of tzovea, but there's no problem of netilat neshama? How could it be? So says the Gemara, you're right. Ema af mishum tzovea. You have to say also because of tzovea. So Amar Rav says, Minta de amri ema ba minta. Right? I'm going to say something on that which I said. You should obligate mishum tzovea. In order that the other dorot are not going to come, they're going to laugh at me. Which means Rav comes and he said, listen, why did I say you're chayav mishum shchita? Chayav on shchita. Why did I say? Because you're you're dyeing the animal's neck. He says, listen, I'm going to explain myself so people don't laugh at me in the future. Sovea b'may nichale. Sovea, why is it good that sovea? Nichale d'litva beta shchita dama. He says, because it's good that the beta shchita is going to become full of blood. So people should see it, and they're going to buy it. Which means when the meat is more red, people like to buy it more. So therefore, when you come and you cut the throat of this animal, what happens is that the blood is going on the throat, and now more people are going to buy it, so you want it. This is what you want, okay? Which means that according to Rav, for sure you're going to be chayav mishum netilat neshama, but you're also going to be chayav mishum tzovea. Now, wow, what is the connection? What do you care about buying now when you're doing shechita? The answer is because you want people to buy it. You want people to purchase it. Okay? Fine. 2 dots. So we're talking about doing melicha me'abed. Remember, you're salting and you're preserving. You're salting, you're preserving the skins. So ask the Gemara, Hainu moleach ve'hainu me'abed. He says, 1 second, it's the same thing. When you salt it, you are preserving it. So why is it 2 different melachot? So Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Shakish both say, you're right. You have to take one of these out, whether it's melicha or me'abed, and you have to put in sirtut, right? Which is basically sirtut. It says over here is derech ha'ovdim ba'or, right? The way of the tanners that they're working with the skins. They usually misartet ba'or et tzura. They have to make an incision, like they have cut a line inside.
Tracing lines.
What is it called?
Tracing lines.
Okay, so tracing lines. You're tracing. So you're making lines to trace out what you're going to cut out. So that is misartet. It's like scratching. It's like, making these lines and incision inside of it. Okay? Fine. Amar Rabbi Ravuna. Says Rabbi Ravuna, Haiman de Malach Bisra. Somebody that's going to come and going to do melicha on meat, he's also going to be chayav mishum me'abed. Because at the end of the day, when you do melicha, you preserve it. You preserve the meat for longer. Rav Amar, Rav says, no, any bud be'ochlin. It doesn't exist me'abed in foods. Okay, so now we have to understand the machloket. What is it coming from? Where does it come from that if you salt a meat, it is me'abed, it's not me'abed? So it says, Amar Ravashi, Ravashi says, Vafilu Rabbi Ravuna lo amar, ela de kabayle leorcha. Even Rabbi Ravuna is talking about that the person is going to be chayav mishum me'abed only in a case where you need the meat for the derech, for the travel, right? So then what you're doing is that you're salting the meat in order that it should preserve itself for many days. But if you're just salting meat for your house in order to eat it, remember when you do shechita, after slaughtering an animal, you have to do melicha. Melicha is salting the meat. So he says, if you're just doing it for your house, a person does not make his food into hard or dry wood, right? Through melicha. So therefore, he's only putting a little bit of salt in order to make it, to get out of the blood and to make it tasty. So therefore, it's not me'abed. Me'abed means that you put so much salt that it makes it, it's like a drying process, so therefore it can preserve itself for many, many days. So therefore he says, so even according to Rabbi Ravuna, it's only if you're salting it in order to travel. Okay? Next 2 dots. We're talking about if you're going to be machek or mechatech. Remember, we're talking about smoothing or cutting. Okay? By the way, this is the tracing lines that we were talking about. Okay, sirtut. Fine. So Amar Rabbi Acha bar Chanina, says Rabbi Acha bar Chanina, Hashaf ben ha'amudim b'Shabbat chayam mishum memachek. If somebody's going to smoothen out the ground between the amudim, between the pillars of an achsadra. Achsadra is like a porch. Here you have it. Here's the pillars, and in between the pillars, you're coming and you're smoothing out the ground. So Aleph actually says, right? Bet v'ashaf sham mikakaot binyan. Okay, so you're smoothing it out. Okay, so he said over here, a person is getting chayam mishum memachek because he's smoothing out the ground. Okay, so Amar B'chia Barabba says B'chia Barabba, Shlosha dvarim sachli Ravasi mishved Rishon Levi. There are three things that told me Ravasi in the name of Rishon ben Levi. Number one, Hamegarer rashek lunasot b'Shabbat. If somebody is going to smoothen out the top parts of the motot on Shabbat in order that they should be very straightened, right, and sharp. Okay, you're going to be chayav mishum mechatech, is cutting to a certain measure. Okay, memaret retiyah. So the first one is megarer rashek lunasot. It's this one. Look, you're sharpening the top parts, right, in order to make them very sharp on the top. So that's chayav mishum mechatech, because you're cutting to measure. The second one is memareach retiyah. You're smoothing out a bandage. It's over here. This one, the second picture. Okay, and the third one is, right, a mesatet ta'even, which is this one. Okay, you're chiseling out from a stone. Okay, so in this one, you're going to be chayav on Shabbat because of makeh patish, right? Because that's the finishing off of the stone. When you chisel it out, that's when you finish it. So three different halachot. So the first one is chayav mishum mechatech. Second one, machek. Third one, makeh bepatish. Amar B'Shimon ben Kisma says, B'Shimon ben Kisma, B'Shimon Lakish, the name of B'Shimon Lakish, Hatzar tzura bekli. If somebody is going to make a tzura in a utensil to make it beautiful, so he's making an image, a form in a utensil. Amnapeach bekli zuchichit, or after making the glass, you're making the form, right? Okay. Chayam mishum makeh bepatish. You're also going to be chayam mishum makeh bepatish. Amar Rabbi Yehuda says of Yehuda, Haman deshaki lekufe miglime. If somebody's going to take out something from a beged, whether it's chutim or kismim, which means sometimes, on the clothing, there's leftover something from the sewing, and you take that out, so here is amnapeach kli zechuchit, to make the utensil. Okay? Then here, you took out from a glima, you took out from a clothing, different types of, like the impurities or things which are extra. So that you're going to be chayav also. But says the Gemara, the Hanimile, one of these words, the kapi dalayu, only if you're strict on it. Okay, which means that if you don't care that it's on your clothing and you take it off, big deal. But if you do care and now you take it off, it's makeh bepatish. So Tanu v'akotev shtei otiyot. We're talking about now the two dots. Hakotev shtei otiyot. You're going to write two letters. Right? Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a braita. Katav ot achad gedola v'yesh v'imkoma lichtov shtayim. What happens if you wrote a big letter, but in that place of the big letter, you could have written two small letters? You're going to be patur still, right? Machak ot gdola sheyesh b'mkoma lichtov shtayim. But if you erase a big letter, and that place where they're erasing, now you could write two letters, then you're going to be chayav. Okay? Because remember, mochek is amenat lichtov in order to write it. So as long as you could write two letters, you're going to be chayav. But writing, you're only chayav if you write two letters, not one big letter. So you're going to be patur. Okay? Amar Rabbi Menachem Rabbi Yosef, says Rabbi Menachem Rabbi Yosef, is the chomer b'mochek b'mikotev. That's the chumrah, the stringency of erasing more than writing. Okay? Next, aboneh v'asoter v'mechabev v'mavir v'makeh b'patish. Somebody that builds, destroys, turns off a fire, turns on a fire, or makeh b'patish. Rava v'Rabbi Zera dam netivayu Rabba v'Rabbi Zera b'osed. Kol b'yidei b'gmar melecha. Anything which has a gmar melecha, which you finish something off, it's like makeh bepatish. So the finishing of a product, right, is called makeh bepatish. Fine. Then it says, Elu avo melachot. Okay, these are the avo melachot. Elu lapuke, what is elu? These are the avot melachot. What is it coming to exclude? Lapuke Rabbi Eliezer, the mechayev al tolada minkum av. According to Rabbi Eliezer, he says that you're going to be mechayev al tolada, right, with the av, which means that if you're going to do a few different melachot, avot and toladot in one shot, you're chayav on every single one, whether on the av or the tolada. Okay, so that's why it says elu. These are the avot melachot, which is coming to teach you like chachamim, which argue on Rabbi Eliezer that you're only going to be chayav on the tolada, right? That you're not going to be chayav on the tolada if you already did the av. Which means if you did the top one, which is basically the father one, the main category, you're not going to be chayav on subcategories, which are all derivatives of the main one. Okay, then we said it was going to be 40 minus 1, chaser achat. What is the chaser achat? Lapukim Rabbi Yehuda, to exclude Rabbi Yehuda. The time we've learned in the Braita, Rabbi Yehuda mosif et shovet. He added on a shovet. A shovet is if you're going to make equal the chute sheti in a utensil. If we have a... No, don't have it. Here it is. It's a shovet. $6.93. Let's see, sorry. So he made it equal over here. Means over here he made them equal. That's called shovet. The next one is hamdaktek.
Lining up with the road.
Right, making them even. Okay? Hamdaktek, it says over here, is a makeh bechutei ha'erev kedei liyasher techutim b'matcham. It sounds like the same thing, 692. It was this one, you're medaktek. This is medaktek. Right? So you're making it, it says over here in the English, it says that you're stretching them out, right, in order to make them straightened. So they asked the question, Amrulo, they told him, shovet is mesach, and medaktek is bichlal or reg. So they're part of other avot melachot. So why are you counting them like other melachot? So there was no answer that we have. Okay? Fine, next. Mishnah. The old klalam acher amru, they also said another general rule. Kol hakasher leatzniya, anything. This is a klal, again, this is besides the klal gadol that we just brought down, right, at the beginning of the perek, the big general rule. Now we have another general rule. Kol hakasher leatzniya, any type of a thing that people watch, right, they keep, right? So that means people would use it. Matznin kamohu, and they would actually do it, which means even if it's that it has to be the same shiur, that means it's not only the item is that you would keep it, also the same, it has a measurement that you would keep it. Shabbat, and you took it out on Shabbat, chayav chatat alav, you're going to be chayav chatat, which means the shiur of hotza'ah, of taking something out into the public domain, has to be something that first of all you keep, meaning not something like garbage or something that you're not going to keep. Plus, it has to be the measurement that you would keep it. Not only the item, the measure has to be enough that you would keep it. Then you're going to be chayav chatat. But if it's not going to be kosher too, not kosher, meaning it's not fitting, it's not something that people do keep, or it's something that people keep, but it's not the same size, and you took it out on Shabbat, you're only going to be chayav the matznio. Matznio is the person that took it out. Because if it was so important and precious to him, and he took it out, so he is chayav. But other people would not be chayav chatat for such a person, for such a thing. Okay? Says the Gemara, when we say that it's going to be kosher to take it out, what is it coming to exclude? Rav Papa says, obviously we're talking about dam nida, because since there's no help in doing it, so therefore you're going to be patur. Or the tree of avodah zarah, that anyway you have to burn it. So since it's a surbana, you don't keep it. So therefore, you're not going to be chayav. So mandamar damnida, according to mandamar that says damnida koshken, it says shira, all the more so it's shira. That also it's going to be right. That it's going to be that's what we're saying. If you're going to tell me now that you're going to be patur, right, on damnida koshken it says shira, because you cannot benefit from it. So koshken that you're going to be patur. But according to mandamar it says shira, aval damnida matzalel shumra, you're keeping it, right, for the chatur. Right, for a cat. Cat eat this. Okay? So therefore, that's what we say that it's kasher latzniya. Okay? Ve'idach, and the other one, which is Rav Papa, right? He holds kivan dechalsha, since eating the blood adam to a chatul, giving this blood to a chatul, is causing the person to become weakened. Lo matznale, you will never do it. Which means cats eat human blood. So he's saying, however, though, so maybe you're going to keep this blood in order to give it to a cat. So he says, no, because if you're going to do so, it makes the person weaker. The one that the blood came out of her makes her weaker. So therefore, people would never do this in order to give it to a cat, because it just doesn't make sense. Don't ask me on natures of cats, but that's what's written here. I don't know. No, it's very weird. No? Okay. Okay. Amar Rav Yosef Rav Chanina, says Rav Yosef Rav Chanina. Hai dilo ki Rabbi Shimon. Obviously, this halacha is not like Shitat Rabbi Shimon. The Rabbi Shimon was if it's going to be like Rabbi Shimon. Ha'amar, he said, Lo amru kol hashiurim halalu lo matzniehen. He said that the rabbis were only talking about in the Mishnah, the chiyuv of hotza'ah, only for the people which they themselves are going to keep it, which means ben adam benoni. But a person that's rich, that it's not normal for him to keep it, he's going to be patur on hotza'ah in this measurement. Why? Because it's too small for him. And he's rich. He's not going to take it out for something like that. Okay? And then we finish with the 2 dots. Let's go to the next Mishnah on Ayin Vav Amud Aleph. Okay? V'chol she'eno kasher latzniya. Anything which is not fitting to keep. Okay? So it says like this. Amar Rabbi Elazar, says Rabbi Elazar, Ayin Vav Amud Aleph, Ha de lo Rabbi Shimon Elazar. This is obviously not going like Rabbi Shimon Elazar. The Tanya was learned in a bright Akal Rabbi Shimon Elazar. There was a general rule that taught Rabbi Shimon Elazar. If it's not fitting for you to watch it, to put it away, then come on, you don't do it. But it's chaviv for a person, meaning it's precious for the person that's doing so. Somebody else takes it out. This person that took it out is chayav because of your mindset. Meaning, for example, let's say for me, something very, very small, whatever, very small, this is chashuv for me, right? So it's very small, so it's not a shiur. But it's chashuv. Yeah, a piece of paper. Yeah, but it's very, very small. But it's chashuv for me. The fact that it's chashuv for me, if you're going to take it out, you're going to be chayav because of my chashivut. That's according to the Shita of Shimon Elazar. So obviously we don't go like that. Because that's what it said, that our Mishnah is not going like Shimon Elazar.